Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, General Manager at DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be your Friday video report. Yet another complimentary play winner in the NFL preseason. Now 5-1 with those freebies. As how easy were the Giants last night crushing the New England Patriots? And you got it for free right here. Yes, 5-1 with the NFL freebies. Overall complimentary play run, all sports combined. 55-27 with the last 82. And guys, these are the plays that I've been giving away here with no agenda. And what I mean by that, and many of you that have watched before, I've told you, most guys in this industry, they use free plays as a way to suck you in to then send you to a sports book that they're making commission on, either on the back end on your losses. Yeah, that's a real big incentive to win those free plays, or incentive on the front end to get you to sign up where they make a 10, 15, or 20% commission when you open up a new account at a sports book. I've never endorsed a sports book in the 23 years that I've been doing that, or doing this, I should say, because, listen, I believe that the free picks are just that. They are, yes, the best of the worst, but understand that when I'm narrowing down a card, that for one reason or another, that these free plays, they may have a wart on them. And I relegate them to free play status, and I don't use them as my best bet. Now, sometimes the free picks do better than the best bets. That's just how the cookie crumbles, but you'll never hear me on here on the video report going and crying like some guys do. Oh, I keyed the wrong play. I wish I'd used that as my best bet. Or on their website or whatever how they're providing their plays, they'll say, hey, you know, I lost my best bet, but on those free plays, I won again. Yeah. That's just an excuse. I don't play those games. So anyway, without much further ado, I'm going to get right to your free plays because I'm going to take a look at two of your NFL games here for Friday night. Let me just remind you again, over at the site, DeMarcoSports.com, like you didn't know that by now. Today, right now, biggest discount of the entire year, 30% off. That coupon is good for any combination of picks and or packages. I do it now, and I've done it for the last 23 years at this time of the year to reward you, the guys that are the faithful, most loyal customers at the site, the guys that like betting baseball just like me. You are the hardcore gamblers, just like me, that realize that you can make money in baseball, and I feel it's important to reward you for your patronage and your loyalty. Yes, there will be a substantial discount when everybody comes rolling back 2 weeks from now for the beginning of the NFL season. But again, this is the single biggest discount of the year, 30%, any combination of picks and or packages. If you're already involved with a package with a particular handicapper, you can extend it out further by using that 30% discount coupon as well. If you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Okay, now let's get to the games here tonight. The first one I want to talk about is actually involving my hometown team. Well, I don't live there anymore, but I still follow the Eagles. Interesting line move. The Jets were 1.5. They are now 3. And I'm going with the Jets, J-E-T-S. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Jets here in this particular spot. I'll tell you a quick story about the Jets here in just a second after I get to the free picks. I like the Jets here tonight because I just question whether the Eagles really care that much about the game, because you know, the defending Super Bowl champions, what are they aiming to do? They're looking to narrow down and fill out the bottom end of their roster, right? So is there incentive for the Eagles to play that well tonight? I don't believe so. What are the Jets looking to do? Build a new culture. And Aaron Glenn is looking, well, hey, we've got the defending Super Bowl champions coming in here. He wants to build something momentum-wise going into the regular season in his first year with a franchise that, well, hasn't done much here at late, right? But ultimately, as I always say, it comes down to the quarterback rotations. Now, I will grant you that Adrian Martinez, USFL Player of the Year 2 years ago, who has had actually a pretty good summer exhibition campaign, 23 for 37, 266 yards. An undrafted free agent, Brady Cook, former Missouri star, 12 of 1,935 yards. Don't exactly light my fire, but it's who the Eagles are going to play. If Tanner McGee, who, of course, was brilliant in his one late season start last year for the Eagles, who has played exceptionally well in mop-up duty, who gave the Eagles the ability to go ahead and unload Kenny Pickett to Cleveland, and played brilliantly in their first preseason game. If he was available tonight and would have seen action, I wouldn't have been giving you this play. But he suffered a finger injury and he is not expected to be playing tonight, which means you're going to see their late round draft pick, Kyle McCord out of Syracuse, who is 9 for 21, 55 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who they got from Cleveland. Career numbers, 1 touchdown, 10 interceptions, 10 for 16, 73 yards and an interception. They both split action last week against Cleveland, and it was a horror show performance offensively. I mean, the Eagles were scoreless in the second half, but it really didn't matter. The Browns outgained them, and this game was in Philly, 331-88, 15-8 first down advantage. Browns had the ball for 36 minutes. The Eagles just a tick over 24. And again, I just don't really think the Eagles are that inspired. And if you look at this line movement in this game, you would obviously think that's what the betting public is thinking as well. So what am I going to say to you next? It's a good thing my wife isn't here because she'd be yelling from the other room, buy down the half point when that line crosses 3, 4, 6, 7, and sometimes 10. So in this case, since the line has moved up to 3, I'm telling you to buy down the half point on the Jets in this spot. The next game, by the way, one more thing here. You know, the Jets were impressive in week number 1 when they went to Green Bay and beat the heck out of the Packers. I think it was 30-6. They were not impressive last week when they were playing the Giants. They were only down 7-6 in the at halftime, but then they were outscored 17-0 in the third quarter. And the defense was just shredded, gave up 476 yards and 27 first downs. But think about it. Look at what the Giants did last night, right? And the Giants were my free pick yesterday. And then consider the Giants quarterback rotation. Okay, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Tommy DeVito. Last week against the Jets defense, 27 for 38, 398 yards. I assure you, the Eagles are not going to get that type of production from Kyle McCord and Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR. I should have just said it to make short, but then you think I was talking about Donald Trump or something. So that's why I like the Jets in that spot. The other game I think was kind of interesting. Chicago is plus 1.5 at Kansas City. And I wanted to check just one thing. Let me just check the latest money line on that play as well, because I want to talk about that perhaps as a way to play that game, because it kind of had a favorable price earlier in the morning. Oh, forget about that. The money line price is now up to minus $1.30. It was plus money earlier in the day, and the line has also changed. The Bears are now a 1.5 point favorite in that game. My God, you talk about a line move in that game. Okay, so when I handicapped this game at 6 o'clock this morning, and it is now 3 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon, the Bears were plus 1.5. The Bears are now minus 1.5. Yeah, a little bit of a move there, huh, guys? So what happened here? The Bears, of course, beat up the Bills scrubs last week, 38-0. Caleb Williams made his preseason debut, looked sharp, 6 for 10, 107 yards. All the Bears looked sharp offensively in that game. Now, both Andy Reid and Ben Johnson say some of their starters are going to play here tonight. But again, this is much like the Jets situation. I think this game means more to the Bears than it does to the Chiefs, even though it's a Kansas City home game, because Ben Johnson is looking to implement his offense. He's got, of course, some new defensive coordinators. He brought in his whole new staff. And I think for the Bears, this game just has a little more meaning to it. Plus, you look at the opening game for both of these teams. The Bears are going to host in week number 1 the Minnesota Vikings at home. Big Monday night game. I look at the Chiefs, and I see a team that's going to play that Friday night opener in Brazil. It's a veteran team. It is a team that is closing out a long summer camp. Do they care about this game? Yeah, I know the starters are going to get a little run here tonight, but do they just want to get it over with? Do they want to just concentrate on closing camp, getting ready, getting the roster down? Who's going to get ready to go to Brazil? I just think there's too many variables to consider Kansas City here. I tell you, obviously, that, there's some hunches going into this play, but that's what preseason is often about. And I also like that the way that the Bears have gotten production up and down the line from their quarterback position. They've got an outstanding production from the ground game. You look last week against Buffalo, and granted, again, it was the Bills' second stringers, and Sean McDermott was not happy with his production from his second string defense or offense in that game. But you look at Ian Wheeler and Britton Brown. They combined for 153 yards on 35 carries and 2 touchdowns in that game to power the Bears' ground game. So I think the Bears are the play, and I'm not at all concerned with the change in the line here, either with now the Bears laying 1.5 instead of getting 1.5. So of the two plays, which one do I like more? I think they're equal, to be honest with you. I really don't have a preference for either one. If you put a gun to my head, I'd probably say I like the Jets just a little more. But all in all, I do like the Bears quarterback rotation more against Kansas City. Listen, Patrick Mahomes has thrown 1 pass in this preseason. He didn't play last week. Do you think Patrick Mahomes and the starters are going to play more than a drive or two tonight? I don't think so. So again, I think it's both equal in terms of these plays. What I was going to tell you earlier about the Jets. So for 3 years, I was the NFL analyst up at SNY in New York, which of course is the Jets channel. And I was hired to not only give my picks every single week, but specifically to talk about the Jets, which is kind of funny since I'm a huge Eagles fan. But of course, I sold myself as, oh yeah, I talked about the Jets all the time. That was also one of the years that the Giants were undefeated, or the Giants went to the Super Bowl to take on the undefeated Patriots. And of course, when it came time to give my Super Bowl selection, I went with the Giants. I figured, why not take the points? And of course, I looked like a genius in that game. But yeah, I thought it was very interesting. Every single week, I'm up there talking about the Jets, who I will admit, as a kid, when I had my electric football game, who did I have? I had the Jets and Joe Namath on my little electric football game. Remember those little games? You brush the bottoms of the electric football players, and no matter what you did, you'd set up the perfect formation, and you'd give the ball to your ball carrier, and he'd go about 2 inches, and then he'd go in circles all day long. But that's what you played back in the 70s. But anyway, Jets. Anyway, good luck, guys. And I will be here Saturday because we've got week 0 games, and there's some damn good games to talk about. And I'll be back with your video report then. Good luck, guys, and we'll talk to you then.